Thank you very much. It's my great honor. I never thought that I would be standing here talking to you like this. Because last year, Alibaba had an IPO. It was a great IPO. And people said, you are so smart. How could you make a company like that? But before the IPO, a lot of people said Alibaba is a terrible model. There was a problem here and there. The founder is terrible. Yes, that's right. I'm a 100% made in China. I learned my English by myself. And I tried to teach myself how to programming on computer. I still don't know how it works. But that is not important. Like all of you here, we all have expectation for the future. We all worry about the future. I did not have a rich father. Not from, well-educated. I said I tried 3 times for university. All failed. For the last time, I went to the teacher's college, which was considered the 3rd or 4th class of my city. But I think that is the best university I've ever had. Better than Harvard and Wharton. I applied for Harvard for 10 times. All failed. They don't even want to see me. Terrible. And I think that is a normal life. Right? And I believe that it was so difficult at that time. I was so frustrated. Because I taught in the university. My pay was $10 a month. It was not easy. But I believe that something is waiting for me there. And I have to work hard to prove myself. So that was the tough experience. And I never thought I was smart. Nobody believed that I could be successful. Because everybody say, well, this guy think differently, think crazily. They think about something never work. In 1994, discussed that I'm going to do something called internet. And 23 of them against it. They said, this is a stupid idea. Right? We have never heard about internet. And you know nothing about computer. Why you want to do the computer? So, nobody agreed with it. As I said, I believe it. Because I saw the computer in 1994 when I went to the USA. I think this thing could be big. But I never thought it would be that big like today. Honestly, people say you're smart, you have a big vision. 1994, since you saw the internet, that was not true. I just want to find a job because I could not find a good job, so I do myself. So that is the history. That's the thing. And now after 16 years, we have an Alibaba group, we have a Tmall group, we have a Taobao group, we have Alipay. And people say, how you make it? Why this make it? Why people cannot find opportunities, you can find opportunities. And I think people, same here today. Jack, where is the opportunity? I don't have a job. I don't have this. I don't have that. I remember 20 years ago, I hated Bill Gates. I say, he took all the job, He's such a great. And Larry Page, Bill Gates, and every success people, they did it good. And why I didn't have this chance? The same question like you. And later I calmed down myself. And luckily, I win. I tell you, I'm lucky to know a lot of famous people. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jack Welch, Larry Page, Mark Zuckerberg. I know all of them. I would like to share with you that those people, the difference between those people and other people, they are always optimistic for the future. They never complain. They always try to solve the problems of the others. And I think, where is the opportunity? The opportunity always lies in the place where people complain. Some people sit there complain. You think, if I can solve that complaint, that's the opportunity. That's what I did. And I think 1994, 1995, so many people in China want to sell things abroad. But there's no place because the big business can go to the trade fair, Las Vegas fair and Germany fair. Small business, they don't have opportunity. So they complain. We want to go to trade shows, but they cannot get visa. They don't have money. They don't have a relationship. So I think if internet can help this small business, it will be great. But nobody would believe it. Why internet can help? Well, I said, if something everybody believe it, everybody love it, forget about it. That's not your opportunity. Because when everybody agrees, why this opportunity should be yours? Because a lot of people don't agree with it. And you think this is good. Think carefully and find a group of people working together. And making sure the people working with you together believe the dreams. Whether investors believe it this or not, whether your friends believe it or not, whether your parents believe it or not, that's not important. You believe it. Your team believe it. And work day and night on this. That's how the things happens. Right. My investor did not after 10 years they invested us. They still don't know what I'm doing. Honestly, people say, "Why Jack, you have so many great investors." Yeah, they are great because they believe Jack Ma can do something. But what exactly he's doing, they probably don't understand. But we have to know. We know the only thing I tell you guys, for the first 3 years, we do not have even $1 revenue from our business. But why it keeps us going ahead, going forward? Because I received lots of email of thanks from the customer. They say, "This is such a great thing. If you can keep on doing that, we cannot pay you, but this thing helped us. If you keep on helping us, one day you will be successful." And I believe this. And I want people here to let you know that we are at the best time of this century. The first technology revolution, the steam, the water, right, in the UK, very successful after 50 years. The second technology revolution is called energy revolution, electricity. After 50 years, electricity was founded, business booming. Internet has only for 20 years. The next 30 years is the best time for us, for our young people. We are all lucky. We are only like 20, 30 years old. The next 30 years, the best time. The last 20 years is the time I call information technology. That's the IT. IT is to make the big company getting bigger and stronger. And IT is to make yourself stronger. IT is trying to get something for you. But now we are entering into the new period which I call the data technology. The data technology is totally opposite of IT. IT is I have, you don't have. DT is you have it, I don't have it. I don't have to have it. DT is about sharing. DT is about taking responsibility. DT is about the passion for the future. So we are coming into the next 30 years of data technology period, which your parents may not like it, which your friends may not like it. But if you believe the next 30 years is the wonderful period for us. And by the way, at the DT period, everybody is the same. Because we are start from the same line. Nobody is the expert of DT. There are a lot of experts of IT. They may be in trouble. So what I would say, the best assets you have is that you are young. Don't complain. Let the other people complain. Those people complain, those people who fail. And do not always say, "Well, I don't have." Think about how you can make things different. Use your own brain to think. Lastly, I want to share you, I learned my English. I learned how to think using my own brain. When I was young, I went to Hangzhou West Lake. We have a West Lake. There's a hotel. Many foreign visitors visit there. And I went there every morning, 5 o'clock, to practice my English. The foreign visitors come, I practice my English. I don't know why at that time. But I found everything the foreign visitors told me are so different from the things my parents told me, my teacher told me, and the newspaper I read. So since then, I think everything use my own brain to think about it. Is that true? Is that an opportunity inside? Is there anything I can do that make the difference? Think about this. And then when you think about this, start to do it. I saw a lot of people, young people, have fantastic ideas every evening. But in the morning, they go to the office same again. Make the move. Make the action. To everybody, to any person, tomorrow is new. And believe one thing, this is also another last advice I want to give you. You have to work very hard. Right? Either work for the others or work for yourself. And I choose the way, work for myself. But working for myself, that means working for the society. If you really want to work for yourself, think about the others. The DT time, making sure you help others. Because only when the other people are successful, when the other people are happy, you will be successful, you will be happy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 days, in-house meetings and also fly all the way here, I did not feel quite well today. But when I see the entrepreneurs, when I came to the SMEs, I always feel excited. Because when I join the SME conference, I see from the eyes, the dreams, the passion, the hope. When I join the Fortune 500 conference among the CEOs, I see the numbers, I see the revenues, I see the KPIs, I see the bloody competition. But among the SMEs, you see, I have a dream, I want to do something. And that happens all the time. And that makes me excited all the time. And today, I think last year everybody said, wow, the economic is in trouble and we are all dead and what are we going to do? And today everybody seems to be happy. See, the economy come back. Is it really economic comeback? I don't think so. The money is go to the big companies. The money go to infrastructures. The money go back to the stock market. It seems nobody learned from that. How can the economic come back if the SMEs not come back? How can the economy come back if the dreams are not come back, the hopes are not come back? I saw one thing that 2 days ago I had a dinner with my Singapore friends, and they said Singapore government is encouraging to have more babies because people are aging and not enough kids. I think every economy, every nation needs incentive package to have more small, medium-sized companies, to have more hopes. Because every big company comes from the small business. If without this hope, without this kind of incentive to have more babies, we're going to die. Why I always feel excited? I have 8 babies. In the past 15 years, I built up 8 companies. 7 of them very healthy. 1 of them, I sold it. And I keep the baby. When I look at my babies, Alibaba, Taobao, Alipay, and the companies which I have, Ali Cloud, we just had a new baby 2 months ago. I always feel excited because you see the hope. This baby is going to change me. This baby is going to change the world, change the customers. And that's the thing that I always feel excited. If you want to be happy, have more babies. If you are the government, want your economy to be good, have more SMEs. These are the dreams. These are the hopes. These are the future. So this is all we want to say, but enough. We've been crying, say, please give us support. But all the SMEs, ask ourselves one question. We are not crying babies. We believe we are tomorrow's Google. We believe we are tomorrow's eBay, YouTube. We believe we are tomorrow's UPS. If we believe we are, we can be. If you don't believe, you'll never be. We heard a lot of governments say, we give you and let me know what we're going to do. Let me know what we can help the SMEs. We heard a lot of banks say, well, we've been giving loans to a lot of SMEs. I heard some banks say, well, one of the bank presidents said, well, we give 200 billion or $1 million to the SMEs. I said, what's the size of the loan you give? $20 million. How can you say the 20 million? As the research I got from Alibaba Group, Alibaba Status, 87% of the SMEs, what they need is the fund is below
$60,000 US, but they are giving loans to $20 million to some big companies. They are not SMEs. They are not the hopes. But I think all the SMEs say, nobody can help you. My 8 companies, I would say nobody help us. Only we can help ourselves. Don't rely on the government. Don't rely on the banks. Forget about that. Rely on your friends. Rely on relatives. Rely on the small dreams. And always keep that thing in mind. Because I've been trying very hard to get loans from banks. Always trouble. But in the past 10 years, I even did not borrow 1 cent from banks. My kids grew up. I don't know why. And the banks always say, well, because we don't have enough information from the SMEs. Tell me, any Fortune 500, any big bank CEOs or president go to the SME summit? No, they go to the CEO summit. Right? How could you get information if you do not go there, listen to them, talk to them, share experience with them to see what they need is only $50,000 US instead of $20 million? How can you get enough information? So I think, Tenda we discussed yesterday say banks are banks. They always have to control the risk. Right. So government, banks, let's think about something new financial structure that can really help those millions of hope small companies that need $50,000 US. What is the right structure? What is the right organization to support them? That's the thing we should think about. So the other thing I want to share with you here is always, I believe, that small is beautiful. And this financial crisis, it's a disaster to big companies. This war in 21st century, I think in last century, it's big is better. You have a big, factory, big amount, and everything's big, is good. This century, in the 21st century, I always believe small is beautiful because it's not how fast your machine is. It's not how many equipments you have. It is how quickly you can change yourself to meet the market. Because the information time, internet, technology make a difference. So the world IT in the last century is designed for manufacture. And this century, IT is designed to help the consumers. So I think this is a disaster for big companies, century disaster for big companies, but it is a great opportunity for small business. For this financial crisis, we see a lot of big companies we never thought they would die. AIG, to me, it's like empire. How could that happen? Right? All the the big car companies which we respect, we always want to be there. But today they all died. And let's look at the SMEs. We still feel painful, but we are happy in our heart because we still survive. And we heard so many stories about big companies giving trouble. And I see the society, the government paid too much attention to these big troublemakers. They are the troublemakers. And we give them enough support. Let them die. It's the time for them to die because they make troubles. Every big company, they have a different disaster, different problems. But all the SMEs have the same problems. They need understanding and support. This world is not fair. I know, so that's why I want to encourage everyone, all the SMEs here. I'm an SME. I have 8 kids. I'm still an SME. I still believe I'm small because when I'm small, I know I can be big. And I hate to be big, unfortunately. When I was a small company, only have 10, 20 people, I feel so excited. Well, I can call every employee's names, and I know everything I want to change. I can change it within half a minute. Now, terrible. When I was 20 years old, my friend said, your company is not big enough. If you are big, you're like a big boss. You're easy, right? You can control your time. Now my time is not controlled by myself. My time is controlled by all the meetings, the secretaries, and the KPI, shareholders, all the things. It's much tougher than when you are small. So I always believe the first day love is very beautiful. Believe the first day love. Believe when you're small, at least you can have time to go out, to go to cinema with your wife and the kids and enjoy a wonderful view. But when you're big, you always go to board meetings. And also, I would like to say that I give you some today. I come here. People say, "Jack, you did not prepare. Why you don't have a PPT?" I never prepared PPT. I'm not good at the technology. I was trained to be a high school teacher, and the only thing I can know about a computer. Funny thing is, I'm running one of the biggest e-commerce companies in China, maybe in the world. But I know nothing about computer. The only thing I can know about computer is send, receive email, and browse. That's it. Because I always say technology for people. People not working for technology. But today I come here as an entrepreneur. I'm prepared every day. I'm not prepared for the PPT because every time when I use PPT, something wrong. I cannot use it. So I come here to tell you my own experience. I want to share with you as an 8 kids father what I did when I have trouble. When I have trouble, I always remind me 3 things. Focus on your customer, serve your employees, and learn from your competitors. These are the key issues that I learned. Focus on customer. Everybody today talking about shareholder number 1. I hate that. I think it's always customer number 1. It's the customer give you the money. It's the customer give you the innovations. It's the customer that make you happy. Because year 1999 and year 2000, when internet bubble burst, we cannot get any money. We do not have revenues. We have nothing. But every day, what I encouraged me go on was a letter of thanks and emails from my customers. Say, "Jack, Alibaba, keep on, because you helped us. Someday we will help you." That's the dream I had. So today, when you believe shareholder number 1, you only think about making numbers. You only think about revenues. You only think about how can make your stock market go up. And I let you know, no shareholders can be trusted. I tell you the truth. Well, our shares stock price 2 years ago, we listed at 13.5 Hong Kong dollars. Before that listing day, a lot of shareholders come say, "Jack, we're long-term shareholders. Please give us more shares. We'll keep it." When the financial crisis time came, the day we IPO 13.45, we went up to $40 without doing anything good with 24 hours. And then the financial crisis came, $40 to $3 without doing anything bad. They all gone. Most of the shareholders, they're share traders. How can you trust on them? So rely on customers, because the customers stay with you. Customers grow up with you. Customers give you the money, give you the hope, give you the support. So focus on customer. And second is rely and serve your employees. It's your employee, it's your team that make the difference. That the employees that make all the dreams realized. If we say, well, we have so many problems, and big companies have a problem in getting the innovations, how to make things happen. Well, because they do not listen to the employees. They focus too much on the shareholders. The shareholders, well, they give you this idea, that idea, and when you really do that idea, they're gone. And they change all the time, but your employees stay with you. I remember the tough days. It was so difficult, year 2002, 2001. There's only one group of people that stay with me. That's my colleagues. And people say, "Jack, you don't have to pay me for 2 years. I will still stay the company because you respect us, because the customer love us." And I tell you one funny thing. Only when you believe your employees are talents, they are talented people. If you don't believe them, they will never be. My mistake I made when I was year 2000, we raised $5 million US. And that $5 million US, when we have money, we start to make mistakes. I try to hire as many talents as possible. Those talents are MBAs, those talents are vice president of multinational companies, because I believe if you have an MBA, you must be good, right? When I hide these guys, oh my God, it's terrible. These guys came telling you strategy. I only have $5 million. I remember one of the vice president of marketing said, Jack, this is a budget for next year's marketing. I said, what is that? 12 million US dollars. I said, I only have 5 million. He said, I've never done any plan below 10 million. When something wrong, it's always your fault. Because you never know. So try to find the right people, not the best people, all the employees. You try to find. So if you try to hire great people in your own company, which your company is not good enough at that time, just like a poor Boeing 7, if you want to put a Boeing 747 into a poor tractor, when that grows, your tractor never fly into pieces. So my suggestion is that look at your employees, develop them. Only when they are developed, your company will be developed. The day when we IPO'd, we created more than 1,000 millionaires, at least, in the company. All the guys sitting in the room, and we had a chat. I say, ask me. Now, tell me one thing. Why you are so successful? Why we are so successful when we are 20s, we become millionaires? What happened? We are very hardworking people? I think there are much more hardworking people outside. Do you think we are smart enough? Oh, at least I'm not smart. I took 3 times to go to the university. I failed all the times. And I don't think I'm smart. I don't think you are smart. And at that time, in year 2000, it was so difficult for Alibaba to hire people. If they're not that much disabled, we hire them. If they can walk, we hire them. Because nobody believed the internet. Nobody believed e-commerce will work in China. Nobody believed that, internet can happen. But these guys, because they had no jobs, so they say, well, let's come here. So they joined the company, and then those MBAs, those people with great, background, they were a lot of headhunting company. They moved out. They started their own business. Now, today, they all fail. Those guys, nobody headhunting them. Those guys never sort of have the dreams to build up their own company, stay in the company. After 5 years, we all succeed. Why? We keep our dreams. We believe it. No matter how big your dream is, make small, tiny steps ahead and grow with them, grow with the company. So my mistake, year 2001, I told my 18 founders, I said, you guys can only be team manager. All the VPs I will hire from outside. Now, 10 years passed. All the wonderful people I had outside, 100% gone. And those, which I think, how could you be successful? They all become VPs and directors. They are all powerful because they believe they can. So I want to tell everybody here, we are small, but care your employees. These are the people. They have families, they have dreams. They come here not only for the jobs, they come here with a dream to share with you. And the third thing is learn from your competitors. Don't hate your competitors. Big companies hate competitors. I love my competitors. Without competitors, we will never grow that much fast. Year 2003, when we start, Taobao is a C2C auction model. eBay, my competitor at that time, is $80 billion market cap. We, small, tiny, but we start to compete. It's a lot of fun to compete with big guys. If I start to have a boxing with Mike Tyson, I'm honored, If you have a chance to compete with somebody, if it is a great competitor, you learn. We learn from our competitors. We respect them. Everything they move, you grow. And the other thing I want to share with you is that competitors are the best laboratory for you. Because competitors study you. Any innovative ideas they come, you learn that. Don't copy them, learn from them. So I love my competitors. Every time when I look at them, I wish admire. But in China, people say, Jack, you're so crazy. Because 4 years ago, I said, when I look at my telescope, I never see my competitors. And people say, how could you be that 狂妄, And I say, no, I'm looking for examples, models. Why should I looking for competitors? Competitors are everywhere. And when you compete, having fun, the most interesting part of the business is competition. To make your competitors angry, to make your competitors jumping around, that's the skill you should have. Not making yourself jumping around angry, right? Business is such a great fun. When I compete, if I got angry, if I jumping around, I know something wrong. Because this is a wrong strategy to compete. When you compete, not purposely make your competitor unhappy. If they are unhappy, if they're jumping around, if they try to use money to clear everything, you start to win. Because they start to lose money. When your competitors start using money to compete with you, they start to lose. Business is about wisdom. Business is about hope. Business is about courage. So these are all the skills, and nobody comfort us. I learned to use my right hand to comfort my left hand when I'm in trouble. You always tell yourself, okay, I'm still surviving, I'm still growing, everything's good. At least I'm still surviving, right? So when you're big, you start to worry about losing something. When you're small, you start to grow. So I always believe small, keep the hope. So these are the things I want to share with you. And the last and most important thing I want to say is never, ever give up your dreams. I think you cannot eat food for 7 days that you will die, right? 5 to 7 days. If you do not drink for 3 days, you will die. If you do not breathe for 3 minutes, you die. But if you lose hope and dream for 1 minute, you die. So I want to tell you that I had problems. In the past 10 years, these days when I walk on China, when I look at the airport, a lot of books about me, about the Alibaba, I feel very nervous because these are not the books interviewed me. These are books that, all right, we are not that good. We're not that bad. But today when you're something, successful, they start to write good things about it. We made so many mistakes. The only book that I dream to write about is Alibaba 1001 Mistakes. Every mistake, I think you counted, I made it. And I know you will make it too. Because when I was doing business, everybody said, wow, this is the mistake this guy is going to make, that guy is going to, I'm never going to make it. I tell you, you will make it. And you will make it again. And when you make it again, don't lose confidence. Make it again. You will win. That's all we did. I mean, nobody's perfect, right? So I almost lost my confidence year 2002. I had a big trouble with my team in the USA. I learned from a great consultant guy, joined the company, said, Jack, Alibaba doing international trade. International trade needs English. Which country has the best English you believe? I think USA, right. Now, internet needs great technology. Which country has the best technology? We say, USA, right. And we're in Silicon Valley, so we move our Alibaba.com to Silicon Valley. And when I arrived in Silicon Valley, we suddenly realized something wrong. We hired people from Miami, from New York, and from all the where. They all came to our Silicon Valley. And after 3 months, I realized the problem is that nobody in Silicon Valley knows the trade. So what's the point? Have a good technology and English. We are not English site, right? All the small, medium-sized companies across the board, they know exactly what are you talking about, no matter how terrible your English is. Right. So I made a mistake, and I told the people, say, sorry, it's a mistake. Let's move back. So after 2 months, we moved back to China again. The funny thing is that everybody was happy at that time because internet boosting. They got a lot of option shares, they got a lot of cash pay, and they find another job is easy. And nobody wanted the shares. Like we give them 1 cent per share. No, share, we want a cash. Now you know they don't believe your dreams. If they believe the dreams, give them the shares, 1 cent. If they don't believe, I want a cash, let them go. And I was so disappointed. A lot of people we hired, they did not want. They wanted cash. No matter how wonderful at that time, it's easy to raise money. People still want the cash. So I said, okay, let's forget it. And I worked for about half an hour on the Beijing street. My colleague was with me. And then I told myself, go to bed, sleep, tomorrow again. So we started. Today, things changed. So I want to tell you, never ever give up your dreams. And today, I encourage myself and our team. It reminds us one thing that always, and I want to share with you, finish my speech, that today is very difficult. Tomorrow is much more difficult. But the day after tomorrow is very beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. You will never be able to see the day after tomorrow's sunshine. If you give up the hope, you will not see it. If you give up your employees, you will never see it. If you give up your customers, you will dead. But if you give up shareholders, you will get a better one. Thank you. We believe China, the small business, the private sectors are the future. So we focus on that. And the B2B in the U.S. will focus on buyers. They want help the buyers to save the cost, to save the time. We believe don't teach the SME, don't teach the small business how to save the cost because they know much better than you do. You should help them how to make money. So we focus on helping small business. We focus on helping them to make money, to sell things abroad. Very difficult to do business at that time, but after 12 years, we got more than 58 million small businesses around the world using our services. That model is not very sexy. Compared to Tencent, Baidu, we do not make that much money like online gamings. But we can sleep well in the evening because the money we make, not online gamings. The money we make is helping small business to survive, to get business opportunities, which I feel very proud of that. And today, as always, I never feel proud of how much money we make. I feel proud how much impact we can help the others, especially small business. Before the history of internet, no company can help over 50 million SMEs. Today, we are trying. And I feel proud of that. This is the first company. And people say, Jack, if you make Alibaba successful, that means you are pulling 1 million tons of ship on the top of the Himalaya. And I say, yes, we will carry that thing down. And we did. The second company is called Taobao. And everybody say, oh my God, you're competing with eBay. I say, why not? China needs an e-commerce site. And building up the China market takes efforts, takes time, and takes great effort. You really want to build up something. So at that time, people say there's no chance. Well, if you never try, how do you know there's no chance? So we tried, and I said, if eBay are the sharks in the ocean, we are the crocodiles in the Yangtze River. Never fight in the ocean, let's fight the Yangtze River. It was difficult. It's a lot of fun. And we survived. They got a 90% market share at that time. Today, for C2C, P2C, we're like 90% market share. And lucky, just lucky. There are a lot of things can be discussed in the future. Today, people always write about the successful stories about Alibaba. And I really don't think we're so smart. We made so many mistakes. We were so stupid at that time. So I think someday the book I personally really want to write about, as I said, is Alibaba 1001 Mistakes. These are the things people should remember, people should learn. If you want to learn how the other people succeed, it's very difficult. There are a lot of lucky things out there. But if you want to learn, if you learn how people feel, you will benefit a lot. And I always like to read those books talking about how people feel. Because if you look into it, any company that feel, the reasons why they feel almost the same. And that really matters. So Taobao succeed, and then we have the Alipay, because everybody say China, oh, no credit system, banking is terrible, logistics terrible, and how can you do e-commerce? I never tell, just like today, I come here not without a PPT, without my business. I'm not coming here to sell your business, sell my business, because I don't have stocks to sell to you guys. But I think because China is not a good at logistics, not good at credit system, not good at a banking system, that's why we need the entrepreneurship. That's why we should go and build them up. So I believe if there's no, you build it up. Later, this becomes the standard of China. And I believe China needs that. I remember 6 years ago, I came to the States, I told the USA audience, I believe 5 years later, China will have more internet users than the USA. People say, no. I say, well, you have only 300 million population. China 1.3 billion, right? For you guys to have 400 million internet users without anybody dying, keep on having babies, you take 50 years. We need 5 years. It's just the time issues, right? So let's wait and see. Today, we have more users. And today people say, well, your buying capability is low. Let's see about 5 years later. 5 years later, today people only spend 200 RMB per month. 5 years later, these guys will spend 2,000. And we have patience. We are young. I'm old, but my people only 26 average age. They're young, and let's wait for the future. So Alipay was just like that time people say it's a stupid escrow services, right? John wants to buy things from Stephen. John does not want to wire the money, and Steve does not want to give the money. So many challenges, guys. I never realized that. One of the key government officers of another country visited me and said, Jack, oh my God, you have 300 million users on Taobao, and the population is much bigger than my country. I said, yeah, it is difficult. Any policy we're making, we get into big trouble. Because people say, this is pretty good. If some people complain, it's just like a government policy making. And those people who are making policies, their average age is 26. We have never met this kind of things. If we change, like a search engine, the normal search engine, who pays better, who licks on the top. We believe we should put the trust record, the credibility record on that. And then we put that, a lot of people say we will demonstrate. 200 people last year came to our company, demonstrate, say, Jack, you changed the policy, you got to pay, But I say, if it is right, let's do it. And this is the world we're changing. And now, today, what we need is not pure programs, not service people and product manager. What we need is sociologists, economists, and those guys who make the principle and the policies. So we're facing a lot of challenges, but we feel proud because I believe in the 21st century, if you want to be a successful company, you have to learn how to solve a problem of the society instead of catching one or two opportunities. It is so easy to catch opportunities. And I'm not bragging. I think today, after 12 years jumping around, I find that making money is very simple. But making sustainable money and responsible to the society, improve the world, meanwhile making a lot of money is very difficult. And this is what we are trying. And we think China, because of internet, is improving. And 3 years later, I'm preparing for that. Today, people say, China's stock, internet stock going down, that because of the VIE, because of what and this. No. I think, look at the U.S. economy. They're facing big challenges. Europe probably go nowhere, right? China, anything that happens today in the US and Europe is going to happen in China 3 years later. China is going to face a big challenge in 3-4 years later. And if you know something bad is coming, get ready for it. Instead of screaming now, instead of complaining. And as internet companies, we have to take responsibility. And my job, I'm not a politician. I'm not speaking for government. I'm speaking for myself, for our own business, speak for my customers. 50 million SMEs and 8 million Taobao power sellers, how they should survive 3 years later. This is something I want to come here in the States, learn how Obama say, I'm going to create jobs. How he did that. Any mistake, we should learn from it, and 3 years later, let's solve it in our way. This is why I'm here. So I think you all have a lot of questions, and I'm ready to answer any questions you have, because I don't know what to talk about later, because I'm just here. It's just a free talk, right? Thank you very much. Any question you have?
Take other side. Thanks.
Well, Mr. Ma, you brought it up first, so I'm going to make you answer your own questions and be honest about it. Are you going to buy Yahoo?
Good question. Yes, we are very interested in that. We are very interested in Yahoo because our asset, Alibaba Group, is so important to Yahoo. And Yahoo assets also very, very important to us, to the internet users and to the industries. So, yeah, we are interested in, and also all the Ps and all the serious buyers, they already talked to us, and they should talk to us more.
Have you made the initial approach to them?
Pardon?
Have you made the initial approach to them about buying them?
I just assure you that we are very interested in right now. Thank you.
Hey, Jack. Actually, I'm not going to ask that tough question.
No.
I was actually encouraged by Joe this morning, and he said that anything about the Sina mode and VIE mode, just ask Jack, and he'll be the right person to answer all these questions. And okay, seriously, this is a question that I know that PRC government has adopted the national security review system against the M&A merge and acquire the PRC company by the foreign companies. So my question is, how do you view the impact of the scrutiny by the PRC government? And specifically, do you think that's going to adversely impact for the PRC company go offshore IP?
So my question is, would you like to share just one thing with us first? And you would do differently, for one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. Right, Michelle, Tan?
Yes.
Thank you. We know see for 10 years. We've gone through a lot of tough days. If today, when something is smooth, I just feel uncomfortable. That's true. In the U.S., they call it very paranoid. I am, yeah. But the mistake we made a lot for Yahoo China. I think when we acquired Yahoo China, if people ask me whether we will do it again, yes, I will. But whether we will do it in this way, no, I won't. We will do a much better, smart way, because we had no any experience of acquisition, especially acquire an internet company. And we made a lot of mistakes there, and that helped us today. So when you ask me about whether I'm interested in Yahoo, yes, of course. I think we are probably one of the very few companies really understand Yahoo USA very well because of that. And people say, well, Yahoo China is terrible. How could you still talk about that? I mean, terrible running. No, it's not terrible running. We saw problems 4 years ago. So we cut Yahoo China. If we did not, we would have died today. So we would share these mistakes, how we acquire, how we treat the culture things, how we fire people. We should fire some people earlier. We should keep some people. There's a lot of detailed things. I believe any companies in the future will learn. And I think today I'm not talking about Yahoo US.
Chinese country is not able to launch their products based on Taobao platform. So I want to hear your opinion about this. Thanks.
Okay, I'd love to. We'd love to open the API for the non-Chinese country. Unfortunately, it's about the payment. It's very difficult. I have, when I travel around, I saw so many overseas Chinese, they say, oh, Taobao is wonderful. How can we buy things outside China, sell things, and a lot of foreign. We are trying our best. And we think that if the payment is solved, things could be moved much faster. And Taobao will never stay alone in China. I said Taobao does not belong to China. It comes from China. It belongs to the whole world. It belongs to this generation. Let's make sure in the future it can help more people because things really cool on Taobao. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Hi, Jack. Actually, my question is kind of similar with hers, but
you want to buy things from here from Taobao?
No, but of course I want to, right? It's so cheap, and thank you, Taobao, improve my life. Okay, so my question is that you have said that there is no difficult business in the world, but the truth is for a lot of foreign companies, it's really difficult to do business in China. And we have a lot of clients, they want to go to China. And actually, luckily, Taobao, Ali Group can provide the whole solution for them, actually from the Hi China, from Alipay, from everything. But it's hard for them to know there is a choice. And it's hard for them to kind of cross the policy part or government part. So what's your, do you have any plan to help those foreign companies? Because Chinese still has a needs for the foreign products.
Okay, thank you very much. I think doing business is difficult anywhere in the world. Foreign companies go to China, find problems, and I think, and I believe Chinese companies come to the U.S. doing business also facing big problems. I don't see any very successful Chinese companies in USA. I mean, that we come here in the USA. Is there any famous Chinese companies that come to USA or European that is very good?
Huawei.
Who?
Alibaba.
Alibaba. Not yet, right. Lenovo? Do you call that successful? All right. My thinking was that in China we do have some successful foreign companies, right? Microsoft is not bad. IBM is not bad. And we have Oracle, a lot of great companies, and the foreign company in China very successful. Guys, going anywhere, doing business takes time. I think my friend Kara Fisher, asked me about question in the D conference. No market welcomes gamblers. You go there, create value for local people, have time, it will have chance. So I believe that doing business today everywhere in the world is difficult. My wife and I was debating yesterday morning when we were driving. She's saying, oh no, it's so difficult to do business in the USA because there are a Walmart chain, whatever chain, everything's a chain, even the coffee is a chain. He said, how can you have a small business? And I said, well, in the USA, it's easy for a small business to do. So there's a professor sitting next to us. We should have a big debate. Which country is easier to do business, USA or China? And I think China today, if you still think about we should follow the government policy, the 关系, or forget it. I've said again and again in the past 12 years, every time I speak out of China, if you meet somebody come to you say, I have a strong guanxi with that mayor, forget about this guy. The only guanxi is the guanxi with the customer. If the customer love you, the government will better love you. Trust me, they need the tax. They need the jobs. But if you want to pick around, you're in trouble. So I don't believe that, because my relationship with the government in the past 12 years, as I was in love with them, don't marry them. Always. I love them. Every time they come, I tell them the truth. I do everything they tell me. Yeah, okay, right, let's communicate. But do business? Sorry. My friend does business with government, not me. In this way, you get respect from them. If this is that serious about Alipay, let's listen to them, because the law is not government guanxi. So, I give you advice. It's always scared, looking far away. Oh my God, this is a difficult place. Go there, test. Jump into it. You never learn swim until you're in the water. China is not that bad. But people ask me why China has no Apple. USA have capitalism for more than 200 years, right? That thick fertilizers. People company die, grow, that thick fertilizer. China only 30 years after reform Deng Xiaoping. 30 years have a company like a Tencent, Baidu, Alibaba, Sina, not bad, right? So let's wait for another 30 years. We will have them. And that is not China. That belongs to the world, because it belongs to the internet at the time. Belongs to the young people who were born 1990s and 1980s, year 2000. These are the people going to change the world, and especially most of the students here. And they are the future. I believe that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I used to work at eBay and PayPal. I know how much challenge you have. Back to 2000, I don't know, do you remember, you have the TV advertisement in Australia. That is 2 months before Sydney Olympic. I have a business trip there. So at that time, Alibaba just have 2 years old. So you have the ambition to have a globalization at that time. So now, after 12 years, right, Alibaba has more power to have globalization. What is your future plan for the global growing strategy? And I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're right. When we have money, we start to make mistakes. When we have money, we have a beautiful office. We hire people with MBA degree. We hire people with the VP of multinational companies. And when we have a little bit of money, only have 5 minutes, we start to think about globalization. Jesus. And then we said, let's back to basic, B2C, back to China. Year 2002. I remember we called that time called B2C, back to China, back to basic, back to base, right? Back to central of China, the coast area, back to coast area. Because we told ourselves, global vision, local win. No matter how wonderful you think, you have to step on the ground and do the things, the hard work every day. So many years passed, 12 years passed. We still believe global vision, local win. But we tested Japan, we tested Indian, we tested European, and we tested also in past 12 years, we never shut down the US office. I'm now coming out for 1 year. I want to learn one thing. And I want to ask this thing to everyone here, sure. Fortune 500 CEOs in the world, they all believe China is a big, interesting market. But nobody really give up things and come to China to spend 1 year there. Because if you really want to know China, you got to spend some time And me too. And I'm asking USA, European is going to be a big market for us. And I just want to put down everything, spend time in USA for 1 year, get feeling how we can help the USA SME. How we can help the US, what's the difference we can do between Amazon, eBay, and us? What's the real value we can create? When you think about that clearly, let's start to do it. Because we never should finish a 20-year program in 2 years. Life is short, but life is long. You cannot say, I want to finish that in 2 years. We have time. I'm that old, but I'm still young. I have time. Yeah, so we will go step by step, not asking about how much revenue we can bring out of China. We will ask what value we really can bring to the local people. And we have already more than 15 million small business outside China using our services, and we do not charge them. And free is always the best. We will work on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jack, 欢迎你来美国，希望你可以在这里好好休息。
不一定天天下山。Thank you.
I just welcomed Jack to the U.S. and said I hope he can have a good rest while he's here. So my question.
How are you going to buy Yahoo?
No,
I'm interested in buying Yahoo, but it's not
I answer my question in a very honest way. First question, no.
Okay.
I've been here for 15 days.
Yeah.
And most of time sleeping and reading.
Okay.
No, I don't have time to. I think sleeping is more important now than because they're going to be tough. Long way to go.
Okay.
Second, your question is about how. We are interested in getting the whole.
The whole.
Yeah. Whole piece.
The whole piece.
Yeah.
Of your Yahoo China stake, or the whole piece of all of Yahoo?
Whole piece of Yahoo. Yahoo China is already ours, right? It's already in my pocket.
Right. Well, the only thing I gotta say is thank you in all this confusion for the first crystal clear answer about Yahoo, about the company. I appreciate it as a reporter. Yeah. So when's that gonna happen?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, because it's more complicated than we thought. And there are so many people interested in that. And we are also talking to them, and they are talking to us. And we think that I was told it's so difficult. It's not about money issues. It's about political issue, inside so sport, you know. So I cross my finger just to say we are very, very interested in that.
Okay. Terrific. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
It's a great pleasure for us to give a warm welcome to Jack Ma. Thank you.
Hi, it's my great honor, and I was invited about months ago, and I did not expect this. People said this is a very sensitive time for me to talk, because about Yahoo, about Alibaba, about this and that. But I promise I come. Today, any questions you have, I will answer every question you have. All right, so I've been here for 15 days, and I plan to spend 1 year here. And nobody knows, my company did not know that I'm going to spend a year here. Guess people ask why you are here. Are you ready for getting Yahoo? No. Everybody was very sensitive when I said I'm going to spend 1 year there, and I just come here. I'm tired. Too tired in the past 16 years. I started my business when I started in 1994, found the internet, and I got crazy about the internet, and give up my job in the teaching, and like I call myself like a blind man riding on the back of blind tigers, jumping around, still kicking and still surviving. And then joined the government
organization for 16 months and not successful, start Alibaba in 1999. And we built up the Alibaba. We are lucky enough to have the Taobao, we have the Alipay, we have Ali Cloud Computing, and so many things. After 12 years, I say, I need some time to rest. Especially this year was so difficult for me. I did not expect. I prepared for 12 years, was in China called a Benmingnian. This is our 12th year for Alibaba. At the beginning of the year, we have the moving for the Alibaba B2B CEO because of the custom cheating things. And then we have the Alipay and about the VIE. I still don't know what the VIE is, right? And then we have the Ali Taobao separated in 4 parts. So many things that really make me feel tight. And I said, well, why not give up 1 year? Because next year is my personal Benmingnian, which could be much more difficult. So this year was very tough and difficult. I believe next year is going to be tougher and more difficult and more complex. So I got ready for that. And I think I need a rest. So in order for another 3-4 years hard working, because these 3 years is not my job. If something wrong, criticize this president of Taobao, CEO of Alibaba, and Alipay, is their fault. Because 3 years, their fault. 3 years later, something wrong, my fault. So I come here, and I will spend most of the time in the States, and then thinking, relaxing. And yes, 2 days ago, I picked up my golf and here, and just relax. So nothing about the things people think about. So we are a very lucky company, and there's no chance that we survived. I don't have any sort of backgrounds, a rich father or strong uncles, and I remember 1999, I came to Silicon Valley looking for venture capitalists. I talked to a lot of venture capitalists, and I remember a few days when I drive by the Menlo Park, right? I was rejected by so many venture capitalists. When I talk about Alibaba startups, they look at me strange. What? Alibaba? What are you talking about? But I went back to China with nothing, no money, nobody invested in me, but I'm full of confidence. I saw the American dreams. At that time, 1999, I walk on the high expressway, the high expressway every evening full of cars, and in the parks of the companies, every Sunday weekends full of cars, and people working day and night. And now this is something I believe is going to happen in China. Without getting any venture capitalist, but I think I went back to China with the American dreams. And we started the business there, and after 12 years, a lot of things happened. We built up the B2B, and nobody believed the B2B would work because the B2B at that time was good, but Ariba, I don't know, still there? Yeah, Ariba. Ariba.com, Broadvision, and Commerce One, these are very famous B2B companies. People say, how can you do B2B in China? Because B2B in the USA, they focus on big companies. They focus on buyers. And we believe there's no big companies in China. And I don't see there are big companies in the short term that with China we have a lot of big companies. Because big companies only SOE. SOE, they do not need e-commerce. They need is government policy, right? So we focus on small business. We become products. So we open an account and say, wire the money to us. If you're happy, we wire the money. Not happy, return products, return the money. People say, how stupid the model is. Well, we don't care whether stupid or not stupid. We care whether the customer want it or not. Whether really meet the need of the customers. It is stupid, but after 7 years, we have more than 600 million users, registered users in China using that. So stupid things, if you improve it every day, it's going to be very smart.
And we believe that. So today it is good, and it's growing, and it's like PayPal, but we are bigger than PayPal right now on transaction-wise. And the last and most important is Ali Cloud Computing. And not like the other companies, they talk about cloud computing. They want to sell you the hardware, softwares. We have nothing to sell you. We just want computing our own data. Because the data we have from the SMEs, because the data we have the consumers from Taobao, data from Alipay. So we believe in the future, the world is going to be the data processing world. How we can share the data with the others in a great way, right? So that's the thing. That's the business about. It's not that good yet, but it is very profitable. The whole company looks healthy, so we are very appreciative. We are the company full of thanks. There's no chance we can win. Now we survive. I think we always ask our own question, why are we still working so hard? I talked to my colleague one day, and he said, Jack, I never know that in my life I can do that much. Second, I never know that the things I'm doing are that meaningful to the society. And third, I never know that life is damn that hard. We work day and night. Even now, we work day and night. I get so thinner and strange. And I understand life is not easy. We feel proud because we are changing China. It's not how much money you make. When you see, I think 10 years ago, when I walk on the street, people thank me because my Alibaba B2B helped them to get orders across the ocean. Today, when I walk on the street, the young people say, Jack, thank you very much. My wife and I opened a small shop on Taobao. We made a surviving. We had a great income. And, you know, this is meaningful thing. We make the credit means money. Years ago, if you have a great record, a credit, trust, but you are not rich. Today, if you have a good record on Taobao, you get rich because people do business with those people with good record. We're teaching consumers to smart. People say, Jack, I bought something so cheap on Taobao. Is that a fake product? Yes, we do. Fake products are everywhere. But we spend most of the efforts in China. 50% of the people in Taobao, they're focusing on checking the intellectual property issues. But there's a bottle of wine that costs us only $9. But people buy on the street is $300. Why is that? The channels, the advertisement, the TV shows. Why consumers should pay that much? So we cut that. And we make things changing. So tell the consumers, say, this T-shirt, you buy on Taobao, maybe $30 or $15. You buy in a shop, $150. Not because Taobao selling cheaper, because that shop sells too expensive. We should teach the consumers to be smart. And the third, very important, we saw so many factories in China, especially in Canton. They are not a company. They are not even a factory. They just OEM. They just sell things. They just manufacture. They don't know who are selling for them. And they don't know who are the customers. So anything come, they're all in trouble. So we should tell the manufacturers, you have to contact the consumers yourself. You have to sell yourself, serve yourself. Then this is a real business. Otherwise, it's just a workshop. And we're changing that. And I feel proud. And we are honored. It's not about money. As we believe, when you have 1 million RMB or $1 million US, you're a rich man. When you have 10 million US, you are in trouble. You worry about inflation, RMB, and you start to invest, you get into trouble. When you have 1 billion, that's not your money. It's the society's trust. The shareholder, The people believe you can spend this money smarter than the government. You can spend money than the others. So they give you the trust. How can you do this trust? How can you, treat this trust well? And I think we are facing this challenge. And the product for Alibaba is not the people. It's not the service. It's the people, the employees, the colleagues. The average age of the company is 26 years old. And we are facing but we think about how internet companies in the USA and China should learn from Yahoo. We will all face the same challenge if we do not learn the mistakes the other people made. So that's I think I want to share with the mistakes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Jack. I had 3 quick questions. The first is, Taobao's been incredibly successful. How do you manage and prevent it from being the victim of its own success? How do you stay nimble? eBay itself has sort of stagnated as it got this large. Second is, given the competitive landscape with companies like 360buy, will you be forced to do more on the logistics side, take title?
Will I be forced to what?
Forced to build out your own logistics, take title, and therefore will that change your model? And last is, I've read a lot of things about your account of what went on with Alipay. It'd be interesting to hear it. If you could do it over again, what would you have hoped Masa and Jerry would have said to you? How would you have wished that dialogue would have gone as opposed to the way it actually went?
Okay. The first, Taobao grows so fast and will grow even faster in the future. The big challenge is that we have never run such a huge company. And I don't believe the internet time there is empire thinking. I hate the empire. Empire thinking means join me or I kill you. And I don't like the model. I believe the ecosystem. I'm the board member for TNC, the Nature Conservancy. I believe that everybody should be connected to each other, helping each other. It's an ecosystem. So Taobao becomes so big so fast. And I worry about that. I should giving the industry some opportunity, give the competitors some opportunities. So in June, we separated Taobao into 4 paths. Because people talk to me and say, Jack, you've been there for 9 years. It's very difficult to compete with you because you're already so big. So okay, I make it smaller, you compete. If 10 years later, I'm still bigger than that, I will put another 3 pieces each, making sure we run big company like a small company, giving the people, the young people opportunities to run the business because it's their business. Taobao, like Facebook, like Google, like Tencent, they are not Chinese companies. They do not belong to China. They do not belong to US. They belong this time, 21st century. You have to using a different way to run this company. Honestly say, what is the best methodology? What is the best mental thinking to run that company? I don't know. We are testing and we are ready to take mistakes. So we believe the ecosystem. We do not believe the empire thinking. So that's why we are testing everywhere we could. And second question is that leaving the competition 360 buy,
Will you be
where we
forced
will
to
change
take
our
title?
model?
Right, change your model.
I think they should change their model. It's not about, I don't feel anything wrong with Taobao model. We are growing, we can make money very easily, and we can support more people. So, I don't know, we should change our model, and I don't buy this story about buying things and selling online. This is really stupid model on the internet, and I don't like that. And logistic things, I tell you, last year, the total China package delivered on the street is 2.1 billion packages delivered. Taobao created nearly 1.1 billion. And this year, we will probably create 3 billion packages delivered on the street. That we do not want to have our own logistics system. China probably needs 10 million people delivering on the street. How can we run a company with 10 million employees? right? 20,000 people. Today we have 23,000 people. It's already a big headache to me. So 10 million, crazy. Nobody can do that. So we should support the logistic companies to serve well, to deliver well, to treat their employees well and the customer well. This is what we want to do. We do not want to have our own logistic companies. Never ever. So we have the money, we have the influence, we have the orders, how we can improve the society. And to Alipay, Masa, and Jerry, I think I have answered that many times, but I can answer you again. They are good friends. They're good partners. And I understand at the beginning, say, Jack, how could you, even today, the VI is still poor about it. But I got clear messages saying yes and no. So I told them, I think today they're happy. Now I'm not happy because I'm getting such a big burden for Alipay because today Alipay grows very fast. But it's not a big, nice model yet. You cannot make money out of it. But we are supposed to pay that much money at the end to the company. And I say, challenge is a challenge. Young guys, let's create a good model for that. So I think it's a very healthy discussion between Jerry, Masa, and us. But unfortunately, the rumor was out that I moved the company out without a board meeting or without notice. I tell the truth. They know. And we discussed together.
That you spent some time here in the early days of Alibaba and that you were rejected by a lot of venture capitalists who you met with. But there was one investor here in Silicon Valley who played a big role in Alibaba's success, which was Jerry Yang and Yahoo, who invested, I believe, $1 billion into Alibaba in 2005. Can you talk about your relationship with Jerry, how that investment came about, and what your relationship is like with him now, and how integral that investment has been to Alibaba's growth and success?
Okay, first, Jerry is a very good friend of mine, personal friend, lifetime friend. We are families also good friends. And, but it's nothing personal, it's all about business, right? Yahoo is invested us year 2005. I think it benefited both sides. Without Yahoo, US's investment, we would not be that successful today. Because we not need the cash to solve our problem. We need that cash to solve the venture capital problem. They did not see Alibaba has a future. They want to cash out. So they help us that, not on the business side, mainly. And without Yahoo deal, we would never learn how to partner with a big company. What's the big company's problem? How we can improve our own culture and things. But in the future, if with today's situation we do not change, we will not have a bright future. We have to do something. So I think, fairly speaking, we appreciate yesterday, but we are looking for a better tomorrow. Every company should do that. And today, and Jerry, and we're still pretty close friends, and we talk, we chat, we play golf, maybe. In the future, the same. And we like Yahoo. I think Yahoo is the company, at least one of the 3 companies that waked me up about internet. And I appreciate that all my life. Without internet, there will be no Jack Ma. And there will be no Alibaba Taobao. So that's what my answer is. Thank you very much.